Weeks. It feels weird. It's been so long. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Outside the Box, the podcast devoted to supporting Central PA's small business. Today we are with Keith Brandt, the Poop Genie, and you can see his nice hat, which actually now works as both the poop and the genie hat. I didn't even put that together when we were talking before. I'm getting a notice that I'm not live on LinkedIn. I'm going to let that go and hope it comes back. Oh, well. So I'm your host, Derek Bixler, realtor and digital marketing geek right here in Central PA, born and raised. I grew up on the hill in Harrisburg, went to Mechanicsburg High School, and went to Penn College of Technology up in Williamsport for college. Been here ever since. Had a few sales jobs before starting to sell real estate 15 glorious years ago. Please contact me if you please buy or sell a home. Please contact me if you need to do either of those things. Right now, prices are up and it's a super good time for sellers. Text me, email me, throw a rock through my window, send a carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do. Rub a lamp so a genie comes out and wish that you get a good price for your house, and I'll come show up and get you that good price for your house. If you want to subscribe to our weekly email that we were talking about earlier, and I'm late this week, sorry, but I do draft them myself. So hopefully it'll get out today or tomorrow or something, or maybe just Monday and I'll skip a week. Go to supportcentralpa.com to sign up for that, and you get networking mixer updates, episode announcements, and exclusive special offers, of which you will have one from the Poop Genie and Keith today, which we will show you in a bit. If you're on Clubhouse, follow me. I'm at Agent Derek. We used to be there on Thursdays 1 to 2. We haven't been having a good turnout, so I'm not sure if I'm going to do it today. I didn't do it last week, or maybe I did it and no one showed up. I forget. So we're going to see what happens with that. We might try a different time. So still follow me on Clubhouse. I'm on there all the time. We're just going to try to figure out a better time that we can get some people on there. A reminder to ask a question in the comments. If you have any questions, or you know Keith or I, just say hi in the comments. Tell us where you're watching from in Central PA. And a reminder that the replays are on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all over the place, and soon on iTunes and on the audio podcast players whenever I have time to upload the 100 episodes or whatever we've done so far. I should count. If we're at 100, I want to have a celebration. And I think that's about it. Let's go over to Keith, the Poop Genie Brandt, who deals with poop, and I'm super excited. Say hi.
Hi, I'm Keith. I'm the Poop Genie. We scoop your dog's poop so you don't have to. That's how we roll over here.
And we like to start it off by talking a little bit. I'm super excited to jump into the poop topic, and I told you I've got up tabs of funny poop jokes, poop synonyms, and hopefully I'm going to be thinking of some poop jokes as we go. And actually, that reminds me, I said we would start with a poop joke. So you're supposed to give me a number between 1 and 81, and then I'm going to read a poop joke off of this
1
list.
and 81.
1 and 120. Sorry.
1 and 120. I'll go 17.
17. I'm going to have to scroll the whole way. All right. 17.
Make it a good one.
What's the definition of surprise?
I don't know. What is it?
A fart with a lump in it. I don't. It's both a terrible joke and disturbing, kind of, if you think about it more. I don't even know how to take that one. That's weird. I told you most of them look stupid out on my first scan. So, all right, let's tell everybody about yourself. Where'd you grow up? Where'd you go to high school? A little bit about yourself when you were younger, before you grew up and did this. I
grew up in Berks County, Pennsylvania, near the little town of Bethel. It's now the home of warehouses all along Route 78. I went to Tulpehocken High School and graduated from DeSales University out in Allentown with a biology.
How many people graduated?
An education degree. High school, I graduated with 112. I think it was 112. Very small
pretty
school, very small rural community. Everybody knows your name kind of community. It was a great place to grow up as a kid.
What were you like, a jock, nothing, go-between, a nerd? Did you scoop poop?
I shamefully admit I probably was a jock. I was involved in soccer and track. Those were the two things I really liked to do. And ran the 2 mile, the 1 mile, and the 4x8, and played soccer pretty much 24/7. So it told
lots of running. Nothing shameful about that. I mean, maybe the hysterical. You were picking on people. We didn't say you were slamming people into lockers. You just like to run.
We had so at Tulpehocken, we don't have football. We didn't have football. So soccer was it in the fall. So soccer was probably the the biggest sport around. I remember there was a grassy knoll hill, and the whole community would come to all the games and sit on the hill and watch the games. And that was how I grew up. So soccer was real important to me, and I had a lot of fun doing that when I was a kid. And then I did track in the springs.
No football? Just because they didn't have enough kids, or what?
We didn't have enough kids, and there was, they were always up in arms about, do we want football? Football's a really expensive sport to have. And, the community was off and on about it all the time. So it was constant arguing about whether we should have football or not. And they still don't have football. They have a fancy soccer stadium. Actually, it's really nice. I drove by the other day. I was like, wow, I wish I would have played on this. Very, very nice. That's what Tulpehocken's all about, soccer. And if you look at, they're constantly in district states. It's real important to them, and the community. So
that's cool. It's different. Yeah, totally. And it's been gaining popularity. I feel like when we were kids, I don't know how old I'm 42. When I was a kid, soccer wasn't, everybody had a soccer team, but it wasn't huge like it is now. I don't feel like.
Yeah. Right now I live just north of Millersburg, and they have a soccer program here, and every kid when they're 4, 5, 6 years old play soccer, sees if they like it. So it's growing in popularity. That's for sure.
Well, thanks to Soccer Shots, my daughter, and if they go to daycare or school or anything, and my kids have all gone to daycare, starting whenever they can walk pretty much, there's a flyer every week, and there's a new class. And as soon as that one ends, there's a new flyer, and the daycares are happy to have fodder to provide to people. And we didn't do it once, and our daughter obviously came home and was like, I'm the only one not doing it, because they had it during the day. So pretty much it's a big racket, but she did get better, and she's, I will say, better than most of the people on her team. This year was she's 7, the first year she could play for like the school district run or whatever.
They're little. They're all bunched up, and it's cute when they're so little.
They spread out.
Yeah. It's neat watching them play when they're so little. So Soccer Shop is really nice for young kids.
And you have 3, right? Do your kids play soccer?
I have three kids, 7, 4, and 1. The 7-year-old's not interested in soccer. She's she's an artist. She draws on our vehicles. So
wait, hold on. What? Explain. With wash off paint?
She literally writes her name on the inside of the vehicle. So I told her that's hers when she's old enough to drive. That's hers, and she wrote her name on the inside of the vehicle. It's rough having an artist, let me tell you, in the family. That's something new for me.
An artist that uses Sharpies, apparently.
She draws on everything. So yeah, she's the artist of the family. The other 2 we're not sure. The 4-year-old starting soccer this year. The 1-year-old rumbles and bumbles, and he may be the football player of the group. We're not sure yet. Too little to tell. But
what school district are you in right now?
We're in Millersburg School District. So
okay, so actually, yeah.
Yeah, it's
nice.
Small. I think there's, in my daughter's class, I think there's 64 kids. So it's super small community. Once again, everybody knows who you are, and it's great. It's a great place to raise kids.
Yeah, I think I would prefer, and I went to a 300-ish, which is kind of small-ish around here. And I'd rather be a medium-sized fish in a medium or small pool than a giant pond where you don't even know half the people, and it's like a college campus or something. Nothing against those. Those usually have a lot of funding, those kind of schools, and have tons of resources also. But
you can play.
I like the small ones. We're in a small one too now, but
what school district really are you in?
We're in South Middleton, Boiling Spring, Bubblers.
Okay. Yeah, it's beautiful down there.
Yeah. Best kept secret around here. I tell everybody. Yeah. Second lowest taxes around here. And most. Go ahead.
I drive my wife up on up above. I guess that would be the Yellow Breeches. They have like a little wood community in the woods. I drive her up there and go, "You want to move here? It's really nice. Sure, you don't want to move here." It's a beautiful area out there, and some of that is Cumberland Valley School District, and I think some of that is Boiling Springs. But it's a very nice area.
It's awesome.
Carlisle's a very well kept secret. Carlisle has pretty much everything you need, and it's from Boiling Springs. It's so close, so it is a secret down there. So
you're right. We both, my ex-wife and I both went to Mechanicsburg. I grew up on the hill in Harrisburg, like I said before. So all the stuff we went to is like Mechanicsburg and east kind of. And then when we were looking for a house a few years ago, there wasn't really anything for sale similar to now. And we found a house in Boiling Springs, and we kind of looked at it. And the more we started looking at it, it looked fair. Like the school district's nice and everything's new and the community's fantastic and the taxes are low and the lots are bigger and probably lots of poop to scoop also.
Oh, we love scooping poop. Bring us some poop. We haven't advertised much in that area, but we do that area.
Yeah, that's prime poop scooping. There might be, I wonder if you could do it for farmers somehow.
Nice big 1 acre lots. Most farmers, I mean, they'll scoop.
Or petting zoos or something where they're interacting and you need the poop taken away.
Dog kennels are a big one, where they want to hire a service to do it. And then we'd come in and do it for them. But,
that makes sense.
But yeah, those are a big one. Goose poop is a big one. Golf courses.
I put the goose poop in my thing. The Harrisburg riverfront needs to contract with you immediately.
Tell them to call me. We'll
so that's something you do. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit. Yeah, you got it. I even put that in my description of the episode. That
we do goose poop too. I mean, if it poops, we'll clean it.
Nice.
So
did you study this stuff in college?
No. I do have a biology degree and an education degree. I was a high school teacher. I taught high school 2 years down in Littlestown area, down just near Gettysburg. So I taught
that's a great area.
High school biology, and it was like environmental science, outdoor education, I think it was called. And I did that for 2 years and realized I couldn't. I was an entrepreneur and I couldn't do that forever. So I left and did a million other things. But
name a couple of those million other things.
Oh, a million other things. So I did lawns for a while. I was an inorganic chemist because I have a degree in biology.
Inorganic chemist.
Inorganic chemistry. I met my wife and we were broke, and I was like, wow, I better get a job before this lady leaves me. So so I was inorganic chemist. As a company in Camp Hill, and we did wastewater, environmental samples, drinking water samples, and I tested mainly metals, total organic carbon, things of that nature. And then from there, I wanted to get in. I wanted to work for myself, so I wanted to get sales experience. I know you said you were in sales, so I jumped ship and I got a job at a beer company. Didn't even really want the job, interviewed for the job. I was trying to get interviewing experience, and they offered me the job. I took the job. It was the first time I ever worked on for commission, so it was a big leap for us. But I felt like it was what I needed to learn how to sell stuff. So I was in the beer business, and I did that and worked my way into management. And I was in that game for about 9 years, and it was a great place to work, and I was really blessed. I learned a lot at that job.
So was that a distributor?
The distributor was W&L. W&L sold about 3 years ago. W&L sold the franchise rights for the brands. So the company dissolved, and they sold the franchise rights to the brands to Ace out of York. So at that point, I had a business on the side. I had to make a decision. I could either grow my business. I owned a hunting lease business. Brandt Land Management was the company name. I had to make a decision. The decision was I could either go get a job or go grow the business. And at that point, I was pretty unemployable. I really, really wanted to work for myself and do my own thing. So I went and I did that for a little while, and then I sold that. I sold that business in December. The end of December.
Wait, you said hunting what? Hunting guiding?
We were a hunting lease company. We would lease hunting rights from landowners and then manage the hunting rights and sublet them to hunters. And I did that I was in that game for 7 or 8 years, and I wanted to, I had a partner, and the timing was right. And, I made a decision that I didn't want to do that business anymore. I wanted to do something else. So I left that business and was milling around what I wanted to do. Sometimes it takes a little while, and I was scooping the poop in my lawn, and I was like, I wonder if I could pay somebody to do this, because I really hate scooping poop. So I did my homework, and it turns out there's companies just like mine that they scoop poop, and they're very popular in down south. They're very popular in Virginia, traditionally warmer climates, And I started doing some homework, and I was like, wow, there's really not anybody really going after it here, as far as scoop and poop. So, I went to my wife and said, I want to scoop poop. And she's like, all right, are you out of your mind? And
I think it's a fantastic idea because it takes no cash out. But what do you need? You literally need absolutely nothing. You could go out there and start with your hands if you really had to and have zero money.
And gas.
So there's no risk, and it's very straightforward, easy to scale. There's a lot of good things about it.
Yeah, there's very little risk. And I will tell you, I was telling you before we came on, anytime you talk to anybody about what you do, as soon as you tell them you're the poop scoop guy, it's like comedic. Like I dropped mailers off at the post office yesterday, and the lady's like, your hat says Poop Genie. What's poop? And then I tell them, oh, we're the poop scoopers, and they lose their mind. They're laughing.
Are your mailers poop shaped?
No, they're not. No, they're not poop shaped. No, we don't have the budget for poop shaped mailers.
I'll hook you up. Let's work on that.
They're rectangular shaped. They're rectangular shaped mailers, but yeah, we did some every door direct mail, and yeah, I mean, these ladies, they start giggling and lose their mind when you tell them you're the poop guy, and it's just. Can
you get a list of dog owners? Where's your list? Are you just doing farm areas or what?
So we did every door direct, mainly because.
You did say that.
We want to brand ourselves. I guess we want to flood the market essentially. I've done a lot of homework. About 37 to 38% of people own dogs. So out of the mailers I send out, 60% of them are probably going to go in the trash. But the reality is, when you're marketing anything,
well, like in my description, the business might come from somebody being at a party, stepping in a bunch of crap, and then saying to the homeowner, hey, I just got this ad from this company that picks up poop before parties,
That's the idea. You got it. Like, so, the idea is they get this mailer and they have their neighbor who never scoops their dog's poop, and, and they go over and give it to them and say, hey, scoop, this guy will scoop your poop up. But we do most of our business is subscription service, where we come either twice a month, once a week, or we come twice a week. It just depends on what the customer wants. Depends on how many dogs they have too. It really affects what they're going to purchase. And then we have what are called party pooper packages, where you're having a July 4th party and you're terrible at scooping poop. We'll come over, scoop your poop. You hire us. We'll come over and do it for you before the party. And then we have a la carte service, where we call it a la poop service, where you just call us or reach out to us when you need us to come. We'll go scoop your poop. It's for somebody that, they don't want to be on a subscription. They just want to do it when they need it. So, but it's been a lot of fun. When I started the business, I told my wife, I said, I want to do something that is fun. So we're all about fun. I'm wearing a poop hat. I know it's silly, and I know it's, but we have fun. I have fun all day. I want
one. I would like to have one by next winter.
I can hook you up and tell you who you can get this poop hat. She'll crochet it for you. I had to get it purple, special color. And
what's on the front?
This is it's just like a little pin she put on there, and she gave me a couple options. This is the one I picked.
You can rub it and make all the poop go away.
I tried to match my logo, and which is kind of hard to do, but there's poop stuff everywhere. Poop bed sheets, poop. Jeez, it's crazy. I put a backdrop behind me to cover up some of this light, and I was looking for poop bed sheets, but I didn't want to spend the money on poop bed sheets. But yeah, we're a fun business, and that's how we want it to be. Poop is bad enough. Let us come do it for you, and don't worry about it. And when you see us, we'll have fun, smile, joke around. We say poop jokes all day long too. So.
That's great. And we're going to say a couple more before we go out, but we're not going out yet. First, I want to talk about each of your services a little bit and dive in a little bit so people will know what to expect. So with like the party preparation or whatever you called it, how long would somebody have to call you prior to a party? How quick can they get service done?
If you can give us a week's notice, that would be great. We call it the party pooper package. And if you could give us a week's notice, just so we want to work with you. It's good if we can get there as close to the party as possible. So if the party's on like July 3rd it's good if we can go out July 2nd or the morning of July 3rd and do it.
Do you have a during party service? So if people have lots of dogs, somebody just sits there in the corner like the tennis boy,
no,
guy, woman, whoever.
I'll tell you one of the things I have milled around wearing like a sign, like dressing as a genie and wearing a sign over my shoulders, with a sign in the front and a sign in the back, and scooping poop at like dog events. And it just says, we'll scoop poop for money or something, carrying like a, something around people can throw money in, and just as advertising. But because dogs poop at those events and they're happy we're around. But
you totally need a genie costume.
Yes,
a full-out genie costume.
My mom is good at sewing, so she's sewing me a genie costume, and we're getting a poop costume. We will be. I haven't signed up yet, but we will be at the festival down in Harrisburg in September. I think it's called Woofstock. We will be there. We will have somebody dressed in a poop outfit and a genie, and you can take your picture with the poop genie. We mainly do it just because we want to have fun and we want to promote and we want your kids to have fun. So when your kids are there too, they can take a picture with the poop genie, and then you can post it on social media or however you want to do that.
It's awesome. There's a lot of things I love about this business.
Yes.
It's also easy to target your customer too. There are lists and it's easy to find them. There are festivals and all kinds of events that you can go to. It's pretty awesome.
Yep, dog events. Pretty much any dog event. And honestly, home builder shows are good, things of that nature. Just because, those are people that, when they build a home, they want nice grass. So
with your subscription model, how long do you have minimum contract? 6 months, a year? How does that work?
No, we're a no contract company. We do automatic billing, and the subscription service is the most popular service we have to offer. And like I said, we do twice a month, once a week, or twice a week. And depending on how many dogs you have, we have a customer in Mechanicsburg. She has 3 dogs. She gets service twice a week, and she needs it because, I'm going there, every 3 to 4 days. And
she has 3 Great Danes or something?
No, I think she has like a big dog, a medium dog, and a little dog. And I'll tell you what, it is.
That's a lot of dogs.
It needs it by the time we get up there. She has, there's a lot of pine cones in her yard, which can, when you're the poop genie, you hate pine cones because you're, is that poop? No, oh, it's just a pine cone. So you do have to work around the pine cones, but subscription.
Do you pick up the pine cone anyway if you reach down and grab it, or before you grab it, it's a pine cone? So
I'm slowly picking up the pine cones as I go. I'm trying to every time I go take 10 pine cones, but there's a lot of them. But subscription service is the most popular service we offer, and we don't ask people to sign contracts. We do have an agreement you have to sign. Honestly, if you don't want our service, we don't want to charge you for it. So, but we do automatic billing. We either bill you the 1st or the 15th of the month, whichever's first. We usually start the program. So it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. Like you said, it's a pretty easy model.
And is it you coming out every time, or you have employees, or what's the deal there?
Right now, you're looking at him. I'm the guy that does it.
So for now, because this is going to grow and you're going to get some employees, at some point you're not going to be scooping poop. So if you actually want Keith, right now's the time to book him. And
you can request me if you want to, but right now it's going to be me. The goal is once we get to about 100 lawns, then I'll probably book out routes where, we'll have a Mechanicsburg route. We'll have our route. We do Dauphin, Cumberland, and York County. Once you get into Southern York, that gets to be pretty far away. So at that point, we'll grow routes around that, and I'll hammer away in those communities that are there and try to grow the business. And then we'll bring employees on board. But right now it's just me. We're a small startup business, and, that's the way it usually is when you start up. So.
Yeah, I hear you. It's at least, like I said, there's not a big cash outlay, so you could probably make some profit or some income right away as long as you can get some jobs.
There's no need to hire anybody until I feel that we, I can go get more business by bringing somebody else on board.
So what kind of equipment do you use? Is there some kind of sucking vacuum, or you use the same thing everybody else would go buy, or are you inventing something special along the way? Is there something that all the other pooper scoopers use?
My dad will tell you I need a sucking vacuum, but I looked at
That's what I was saying, but then you have to rinse out the tube every day, or you also have to have it sitting outside of the cab because it would stink when you're driving around, right?
They do have sucking vacuums, and they are available, and you can purchase them. But we don't use a sucking vacuum just because think about it, if a big hunk of poop gets stuck in there and it doesn't stop sucking, guess who's cleaning it?
Who has to reach in there?
Right? So we don't. Right now, I use. I have two things I use. I use a rake. It's like a little. I guess what you'd rake leaves with, and
it's kind of like angled, kind of like
almost like you ever see a guy working at a restaurant. They have those nice things. They sweep everything up when you feed your kid, and there's all these Cheerios on the floor, and they come up and sweep it up. Almost something like that with a rake. We use that, and I really like the pull claw has like a claw on the end, and it just scoops. I just scoop it up and put it in a bucket. We put it in I carry a 5-gallon bucket around. Once we're done, we double bag it. We don't take the waste with us.
I was gonna say, do you have a really good garden at your house?
Yeah. So dog waste can't be used as fertilizer because there's too much protein. So it has to be disposed of. We don't take the waste with us, mainly to lower, so we can lower the costs of the price of the business. When we take care of people, so we don't take it with us except for commercially. And honestly, we bag it, double bag it. We ask you where your trash can is, and then we put it in the can when we leave. We do text ahead service, so everybody knows.
Or if they're unkind clients, you put it on their porch and light it on fire.
Yeah, well, we don't want to make anybody mad, so we do text ahead service. So like lots of people recently have been, we text ahead the day before so they know we're coming. They put their can out, because they know we're coming. So that tends to work for us pretty well. And we ask them what the names of their dog. We like to know their dog's names because when we're in their lawn, if the dog does get out, we can say, "Oh, hey, how's it going, Jimmy?" or whatever the dog's name is.
Yeah.
It goes a long way to making the dog feel comfortable. Another reason we text ahead is so they can keep aggressive dogs inside. If there is an aggressive dog, we do a lot. I have a lot of people that have Dobermans, and the dogs are so nice. They're, you think of a Doberman, you think they're really, guard dogs, and they're so super nice dogs. And so yeah, I mean, little dogs, big dogs. We find most of our customers have big dogs. A lot of our customers are elderly, so they're baby boomers or people that they still have a dog, but they can't physically take care of their lawn, the business the dog is leaving behind. So a lot of elderly people are our customers. So we do a lot of that type of business.
So what about, you kind of brought an idea, what about cat cleaning out litter boxes for people while you're there, or other animals, if somebody has a horse or any kind of farms or anything?
We don't traditionally do farms. I'm just trying to stay away from doing farms, mainly because it's time consuming. A lot of poop. It's a lot of poop. It's time consuming. And it's a lot of equipment. Changes your insurance. Changes everything. The way you do business changes the way you do business. We've talked about offering kitty litter service. I hate changing cat litter, and because I'm the guy that's going to be doing it in the beginning, I have to really be on board with doing it. I don't mind scooping dog poop. Some people hate it. I don't mind it at all. The kitty litter service, we've kicked around doing that. I think that's a service we're going to offer down the road. The goal is to offer flea, tick, and mosquito spraying, lawn spraying first, and then eventually go into kitty litter and things of that nature. But
all
ticks,
things yard protection or bare feet protection for your yard,
mosquitoes and all that stuff. I mean, it's people hate them, and there's a need there. So, and it's just an add-on service to the customers we already have. So, kitty litter service, maybe.
Do you put signs in yards like all the lawn services do, or the roofers do? They all put a sign that says "roof done by XYZ" or whatever.
We build around doing signs. I'm still up in the air.
A poop sign.
I'm still up in the air if I'm going to do signs or not in people's lawns. It's just people don't want poop signs in their lawn, and we try to respect the fact that, as funny as it can be, that other people that they don't want their neighbors to get upset because they have a poop genie sign in their lawn. So we try to respect that. We do a lot of SEO marketing and things of that nature, and billboards, big billboards and things of that nature, just because just think it's the right way to grow the business right now. We've kicked around putting signs. The funny thing you asked about signs, I've always milled around doing it, but it's hard to know where you can put them and where you can't. So it's amazing. These politicians, they have signs everywhere. As soon as I put up a poop genie sign, somebody's going to tear it down.
Well, the We Buy Houses people, those people you can get permits some places to put up signs.
Yeah.
Or if there's just a client that it makes sense or they really love you, you should at least have them available.
Yeah.
That if somebody just loved you or is like, throw one in my yard, my neighbors would love to get a kick out of that. They can take pictures with it and whatnot. Just got to be selective about the client.
Yeah, I've built around making like a creative sign for that too, where it's something where people want to take pictures with it. People love poop. It's crazy. They love talking about it. So I had my daughter is 7 and she's in first grade. So I was, she's seeing this whole startup thing where we start up a business and we, got rid of the other business. And then now she see the whole startup process and she's understanding it. And I had to message her teacher, and I said, hey, I want to give you, because she kept talking about scooping poop and she's going to help scoop poop in the summer. So I had, I messaged the teacher and I said, just a heads up, my daughter Sienna might talk about that we're scooping poop, and that is true. I started this business up.
There's good money in it, though.
Yeah. So, the kids love it too. They think it's hilarious, but sometimes you worry, that the teacher's going to, worry that the kid's talking about poop scooping, and so I had to give her a little heads up.
So what's the best way to get poop? You've probably stepped in it a time or two. What's the best way to get it off, or how do you usually get it off when you step in some?
When
fish?
I step in it, I usually hose down. I usually hose it down. I usually don't step in it when I'm in the lawns. You can usually get it off with the claws. So we sterilize all of our equipment between stops. And that stuff is fantastic. So usually I'll finish the lawn. And then I sterilize down pretty good. At that point, I'll try to scrape it off. I carry stuff like screwdrivers and stuff to scrape it off before I go to the next stop. But we spray down the equipment. We spray the shoes. Parvo is a disease that a lot of people are worried about. So we use hospital grade disinfectant. And we use a higher grade that does kill parvo. So people are pretty terrified of that, especially puppies that aren't vaccinated or immunized against it. So we spray down everything between stops. It smells really good too. It's a lemon flavor. It makes my car smell really good. You think my car was stinky because I'm carrying around poop scoopers, but you spray everything down. It's fantastic. We love it.
Huh. So if you don't have access to a hose to spray it off, you need some kind of scraper, a chisel, maybe take them off and smack them together a few times.
One of those things you do drywall with, which I'm terrible with. I don't know what they call that, but
yeah, it's got all the little teeth on it.
Oh yeah, it takes it right off. We have like a little toolkit we carry with us, but it rarely happens, believe it or not. Because when you're scooping the poop, you're constantly, you don't want to
looking for it.
You don't want to miss anything, because if we tell all of our customers if we do miss something or they want us to come back because they think we miss stuff, we go back, and I don't want to go back. So we really try to take our time when we are doing it because I don't want to go back.
Do you have a method for it? Some kind of go back and forth? You're not just wandering around aimlessly because you want to make sure you hit everything.
We just walk like a grid, just like you'd spray a lawn or you'd fertilize a lawn. So we just, start at the front and then walk up and down like in a pattern. and then before you know it, you're done. It isn't hard. It's the first time somebody signs up for service is the hardest scoop. And that's the one that customers they walk the lawn when you're done. They're looking to make sure you got everything. And that's the hardest one because they've let it go for so long. So the first time you go there, it's going to be an hour. It's going to be some time because, it just hasn't been done. So that's when you step in the poop. When you do,
does it cost a little bit more for that first visit usually, and then it's a little bit less?
A lot of companies do charge, a fee. We don't charge a fee. We just take our time. It makes it so much easier the next time I go back if it was done really well the time before. So we don't charge a fee. Like I said, we're in this together. We want customers for life. So we'd rather take our time, do a good job. The next time I go back, it makes it so much easier. If there is an overwhelming amount, and we're concerned that we didn't get it all, or, there just was so much. I usually email the customer and just tell them, hey, we're going to be back next week, or I'm going to stop by another day and redo, go again one more time or whatever. This is long lasting relationship kind of stuff. These people have dogs and they have their dogs for, 8 to 15 years, and we want to be with them for that period. So we try to take our time and do a good job. It doesn't mean we're going to get all the poop. No, sometimes we're going to miss one, but we try to get them all.
Well, so do you carry like sausages or snacks or any kind of dog treats?
I carry
I'm assuming sometimes you're interacting with the dog.
Yeah, I carry dog treats. Yeah, I carry dog treats in my pockets. So one of the things is a lot of the dogs, they have allergic reactions to wheat. Things of that nature. So when they sign up, they have to fill out a form, and they let us know if the dogs are allergic. So I carry, we offer treat service. So when people sign up, they can sign up that I leave dog treats behind with every service. We just put them in a Ziploc bag and staple them to the hanger when we leave. So they can sign up for treats.
Are those just random treats you get from anywhere? Because I think there's a couple makers of treats locally here that you could partner with maybe in subscription.
Hey, I'm open. Right now we're doing milk bones, big milk bones, and ones for small, medium dogs. And then we also do organic treats, things of that nature. And we do bully sticks, and we also do chicken. They're called chicken sticks. But we are open to that. I usually carry them with me just, once again, when the dog runs out on the lawn, it's really nice to have a treat.
Yeah, I mean, I love that part of the business model. Everything about this business is fantastic, and there's so many add-ons, and the subscription model aspect of it is obviously what every investor looks for. That's awesome.
Really, yeah. It's a good model. The treats is something we've decided to add about a month ago. I mean, we're a super young business. I mean, we haven't been around long.
Cat, kitty litter, all kinds of, oh man, pet, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. It's how much do you want to do and how much can you handle, right?
Right.
And in the beginning, it's almost like, keep it simple, stupid. You ever hear that saying? KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Our goal is to keep it simple, stupid in the beginning, just because where you get hung up, because I've had businesses before where you get hung up is, you try to go to a bigger area, or you try to, and you're burning more money in gas, or your expenses go up, and, you need to offset that. So we're trying to keep it simple, keep it as small as we can right now. If somebody has, a home and they're right on the county line, we'll do it,
How far do you travel?
So we do York County, Dauphin County, and Cumberland County. A lot of people have asked me, like, Jonestown. We'd go to Jonestown. Somebody asked. I grew up near there, so I love going out there. Trying to think about Elizabethtown. It's just down 283. It's in Lancaster County, but it's just down 283. We'll do it. But what I like to do is when I agree to do it, then I'll pound that area and get more customers, so that way it makes sense for me to do it. So. But
are there franchises of these? Is that something you would do someday? Again, we were talking about keeping it simple, but obviously you have some bigger plan for it also.
So franchising is something we're considering. It involves a lot of licensing agreements and a lot of attorney work, and right now we want to get the business going in this market. And then eventually we may franchise, or we may just grow the business and bring employees on board as we need them.
Are there franchises out there? Like when you started it, did you research it? You could have, and you decided to do your own?
Yeah, there's franchises out there. They, and
I mean, what do they bring? You got to come up with your own logo and go scoop poop and be good at sales, right? What else are they bringing?
I don't quite understand the point of teaming up with a franchise when you can do it
for this.
Right. So I don't see the understanding of doing it. What a franchise normally brings to the table is, the licensing agreements and things of that nature, but then they usually have a call center and they book everything out. So, and they may require an advertising budget, and honestly, advertising is our biggest expense. Okay. But like they have a call center, they book you out. And when you're trying to work for yourself and having somebody book you out, that isn't really working for yourself. That's working for somebody else. Right. And we've considered doing franchising. We're just not there yet. That once again, that involves all kinds of attorneys and everything else that costs money. So eventually we'll probably go that direction. And if somebody wants to do it, giddy up, let's do it. I prefer to franchise locally because if somebody wants to do it in State College, or if somebody wants to do it in Allentown, and there are some private people that are trying to do it, and we bring them on board as a franchisee, I'm all for doing that. It's just nice. If they quit, I can go help out until I can find somebody else to do it. If we have somebody in California doing it and they quit, it's going to be tough for me to go fix the problem. So local first, that's probably what we would do. But hey,
and that's smart anyway, to keep it simple, like you were saying. What'd you say?
If anybody wants to scoop poop, let me know.
Hey, for the right price, people will be down. It's pretty simple, actually. If you block out the poop part of it, it's a pretty straightforward job, and you get to drive around and be outside. So it doesn't sound that bad of a job, actually, for me. If you like dogs too.
Toughest thing's the rain, and the winter time is going to be the toughest time. So we scoop all year long. The dogs don't stop pooping. We scoop all year long, but when the bad weather comes, we try to work around the bad weather. So, if we don't get to a lawn, we'll reimburse somebody, because we didn't get to it. But we try to get to all the lawns. That's the plan.
How long do you think robots will be scooping poop somehow? They've got the lawn cutters now, right?
You ever see this dog poop? Some's big, some small. Some's diarrhea. Like, I don't know how they're going to invent anything that's going to scoop it up. In fact, I had a lady the other day that her dog it was diarrhea. It wasn't pooping solid, and we let them know. We let them know that, hey, you might want to go to the vet. Your dog might have worms, whatever. So it's a service. Having a robot do it, I don't know. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I don't know if they'll be able to go over the grass. I did hear that the Hershey Medical Center has robots that mow their grass, it's crazy. But,
I'd love to try one. I think they must work. By these days, they can make those things pretty good. The first Roomba ever, not great. Probably missed spots. Went over the steps sometimes. Didn't sweep that good. Filled up really fast. Got clogged up all the time. Battery didn't last very long. But now we're 15 years into it. They're probably awesome. Yeah.
So I have 3 little kids, and you have little kids too, right? I mean, I can't imagine a Roomba in my house. Like, you'd be like, what? Toy, turn, toy, turn, toy.
Right.
It would get so confused.
At some point, they'll have a camera and have some AI. Maybe it'll put the toys away. That'd be nice.
Put them in a little chest for you. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so you've picked a almost tech-proof business, hopefully, for a long time, till they can build some machine that can suck really good and then watch itself out. Because after, the whole thing would be tough to negotiate, I would think. Can you give, before we go out and we're going to do another joke and ask you a funny question like we always do. Can you give everybody a little idea of pricing? It's probably per job a little bit, but some kind of idea.
Pricing is it goes by the size of the property. So anything that's, let's see here. We have a bronze, a silver, and a gold package. The bronze is when we come every other week. Silver is we come once a week, and gold is we come twice a week. So if you have a one dog and the property's from, no greater than half an acre, we charge $69 a month to come out twice a month. We charge $99 a month to come out once a week. So it gives you a pretty good idea. It's $119 if we come out twice a week. So if we come out once a week, you're looking at about $100 a month. If your lawn is less than half acre or less. Okay. So if it's over half an acre, from half an acre to an acre, you're looking at $119 if we come out once a week. So that gives you a pretty good idea, on what it costs. If you want to know pricing and you're interested, our suggestion is to always go to our website. We do have a phone number. The phone number is 1-888-POOP.
We'll give it out. We're not to that part yet. Keith.
Yeah, the best thing to do is to go to our website.
Request a quote.
We like to send you the pricing, give you a second to hammer it out with your spouse, because lots of times one spouse wants it, the other doesn't. And then we usually call you within 24 hours and talk about the programs we offer and trying to find a package that fits for you.
When you say we, is it you?
Me? No, I usually call them. Yeah, it's usually me. Yeah, it's me. I call them, and we try to figure out what works for them. It's always me, man.
That's great. Yeah, like I said, get him now while he's still doing it himself.
That's right.
And then what about for a party? Is it that same kind of one time, like couple $100 to come out and clean before an event or something?
Yeah, it's usually a little more for a one-time service. So like less than a half acre lawn with one dog is $99. So,
well worth it.
You're having a July 4th picnic. You want us to come out. You have one dog and there's dog poop everywhere. $100. We'll come clean it up for you. I don't know. A tank of gas anymore is, $50, $60. So $100 to scoop up your poop, get her done.
Well, in the scheme of all the money you spend for a party, if you're having a proper party and all the food and the beer and the wine and the ice and there's always some equipment or coolers you got to buy because you didn't have enough of those things and the grill doesn't work. So $99 to make sure nobody steps in ish is money well spent. And I hate it's the worst. If you step in poop, now I gotta take my foot off. I gotta go wash it. It's gonna be a whole half-hour thing. And I'm gonna be watching myself and not want to play in your yard anymore.
It's just nice to have a clean lawn and honestly it's environmentally it's good too. So, we live in the Chesapeake Bay watershed, and we have an article on our website about that, a blog. But there's a lot of problems right now with dog poop running into the Chesapeake Bay watershed. So it's the
from
right
nitrates or what's something about it?
Fecal coliform actually is what's running, and then it causes what's called algal blooms, and then sunlight can't get to the bottom of the water of the streams and of the bay, and then it causes all kinds of other problems. So in Maryland they run in these homeowners associations, they run programs so people will pick up their poop because they're encouraging people to do it, because there's just it's becoming an environmental hazard, and it's something that eventually the government's gonna want you to keep up on it. So
you just keep everything you say makes your business better and better and better and better.
Yeah, hey, we'll scoop your poop. Just call us. We'll do it.
And at some point, you're going to have to do it and call somebody.
Eventually, that's in Maryland. That's what.
And you should anyway. Right now, if it's a problem, scoop your poop.
No, the example I always use is my. We have a lab. And we used to have two labs, and we were terrible at scooping our dog's poop. And the lab would always go to the neighbors, and I used to always wonder why is the lab in the neighbor's yard? The lab was in the neighbor's yard because there wasn't a good place to poop because there was too much poop in our yard. And I tell everybody your dog appreciates it, your neighbors appreciate it. It's one of those things where it's the right thing to do. And if you can't do it, call us, we'll do it for you. So.
Yeah, that's a good point too. The animals themselves don't want to step in their own poop and be in a field of poop either. So it's for them too, the well-being and happiness of the pet as well. Which is another good selling angle.
In 2020, everybody was adopting all these dogs, and I'm sure in some cases people adopted dogs and didn't realize, oh my gosh, and we're here for you if you need the poop scooped up and you need somebody to do it, even if it's every so often. Just call us and we'll do it. But the dog has got to be like, finally.
Before, that's why they were walking around so much before, because there was too much poop. It couldn't find a spot. I've been in that position as a lazy early 20s dog owner, and you never scoop the poop, and you're like, just go, dude. There's too much poop around here. That's hilarious. All right. Well, with that was a good laughing out to the random question, but we're going to do a poop joke since it's you on here. We're going to do a poop joke first, then we're going to do our funny question, and then we'll bring up all your information and tell everybody where to find you and your special offer and all that stuff.
All right, what are we doing? What are we doing?
So poop joke, just pick another number between 1 and 20 or 1 and 120.
I'll do 100.
We'll see how stupid this one is since the last one disappointed.
It's got to be a good one.
Let's hope. All right, here we go. 100. I bought a toilet brush yesterday, but I've got to say, ... And then the punchline, I guess, is I prefer toilet paper. Oh, all right. A toilet brush. Yeah, I know people that have. That was better than the last one, at least. I'm just too stupid to get it. I'm kind of slower. I didn't read ahead. Do you know anybody with a poop knife?
No.
People have poop knives.
What's a poop knife?
Because they have big poops all the time that won't go down, so they have to chop it up. So they have an actual instrument always in their bathroom to cut up their poop to fit down the toilet. I've met at least one or two people, and I've heard stories.
They need to change their diet.
Yeah, right? You'd think, or get a better toilet.
I would hire a dietitian before I get a poop knife.
Right, exactly. So, all right, now our funny question. There's 81 on this list, and this is just random funny questions that we do all the time. So pick a number between 1 and 81.
I'll go 36.
36. What is the coolest sound?
Oh, the coolest
Interesting.
sound. I really like the Apple Bottom Jeans song. It's the coolest sound ever. It comes on, and I gotta dance. I mean, we when the kids are upset in the car, I put that song on and everybody's happy. And we're singing Apple Bottom Jeans, boots with the fur, and we just go nuts. It's awesome.
That's great. I was not expecting that answer.
Best sound ever. The best. I know it's a song, but it might be the best sound ever.
Have you ever seen Tropic Thunder?
No, I've never seen Tropic Thunder. I know there's a lot of controversy about it, so I didn't see it. What is it? Is it good?
It's like one of my favorite comedy. It might be my favorite comedy. It's definitely up there. But Tom Cruise is in it, and he plays this movie movie studio exec or whatever, and he's kind of like, he's all beefy, he's got these big hands, whatever, and this song plays during one of these scenes where he dances this evil dance or whatever. So every time I see it, they were supposed to come out with a movie of him. I forget his name in the movie, but you gotta watch. I mean, there's some contra I could see where that is. It's still on everything, but it's awesome. It's a really good movie.
I just saw it's on something. I don't know if it's Netflix or what it is, but
it's on something. Did you ever see Envy?
No.
Vaporize?
What's it called?
You never saw Envy?
No.
Look up Envy. It's Jack Black and somebody else plays the straight. Oh, Ben Stiller. It is great, and they invent a spray. It's called Vaporize. And Jack Black, Ben Stiller decides I don't want any part of that, and Jack Black invents this thing and becomes super rich, but he just lives across the house in his mansion and horses and stuff. So it's called Envy, and then I won't give it all away, but really good movie also if you like comedy movies, and it's about your industry. So definitely check out Envy. I think that one you have to rent.
I'll have to watch it.
It's great. All right. So before we go over time, we did our question. We did our funny poop joke. So now let's tell everybody where they can find you. Well, first, let's tell them what the special offer is. If I can find it here, tell them what the special offer is, and then we'll tell them where to find you.
we'll offer everybody 10% off any subscription service or a one-time service. So if you get a subscription, that, what were we talking, $100 a month? You're looking at $10 off. Now you're, $90 a month, right?
120 off for the year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It saves. 120.
Can people prepay?
They can. We don't care if they do or not. They just need to let me know before we send the paperwork over. That's all.
Just don't send a bag of money, and you'll happily take it.
If
but
you want
we'd
to
like
prepay,
to know why.
have at it. I'm not going to turn that. No, not going to turn that down. But yeah, so 10% off. Anything you want, one-time service or a subscription service, party pooper service, a la poop service, whatever you want. Promo code poopity doopity. You have to say poopity doopity when we talk on the phone because I want to hear you say poopity doopity. So yeah, so we can laugh about it.
I love that. I love it. And I would say it if I called. I don't have a dog right now, but next time. And people are going to be having lots of parties and barbecues coming up here and doing lots of stuff outside. So if somebody wanted to try you out, maybe a trial run, so to speak, with a before party thing and see how it works, they could always do that and then upgrade to a subscription, obviously. Tell everybody how they can find you if they want to do all this stuff. I have it up here for anybody that's watching. But
yeah, the best way to find us is on our websites, www.poopgenie.com. You also can call. Our phone number is 1-888-POOP-GENIE. We do have a Morgan Freeman impersonator that does our message service, so it is pretty cool. So you might want to call it just for fun. If you don't leave me a message, I won't be offended. But yeah, we hired an impersonator to do, and it's pretty funny. Hearing Morgan Freeman say poop. So you're more than welcome to call. Make sure you leave us a message, or the best way is to go to our website, request a quote on the About Us page, and then we will send you the pricing, and then we'll call you back and see what works for you.
Awesome. And I'm going to leave that information up here somewhere. I'm going to switch it and go out with my announcements. There we go. I'll leave that information up there so everybody can find you, and it will be in the description, up or down, or wherever the description is, wherever you're watching. All that information is in there. If you're interested in a business spotlight package, kind of like what you're seeing here, an interview like you're seeing with me here with Keith, and then Greg comes out to the business. We should have Greg come out and scoop some poop. Ooh.
So we have a YouTube channel. I haven't really gotten it up and running where it needs to be. I've milled around, people watch like birds hatch out of a nest. I've milled around videoing me picking up poop just so you can hear me mutter under my breath.
Yeah, do shorts. Shorts are available now in the US, which are like a minute and less, like kind of stories, and they're blowing up.
Oh, yeah. I don't even know what that is. You're going to have to tell me what that is. But
yeah.
But we've milled around doing that just because I think people would think it's hilarious just watching me be like,
TikTok too, man.
Another pine cone.
That's great. I love everything about this business. I'm going to buy a franchise when you do it and take over some other quadrant of Pennsylvania or something. So if you want to do a business spotlight package, an interview like here, and maybe how Greg might come scoop poop or show how the sausage is made at the business, and a networking mixer at your business, if that makes sense. Doesn't make sense for this because we don't want to walk around in a bunch of poop. But maybe if we have a picnic or something, you can come make sure it's free of poop before we have the mixer. Yeah, there you go.
And if you for your mixer.
All right, let's do it. We should have a dog party. We could have a dog party. Lots of ideas. If you're interested in our special offers, join our email list like I said at the top of the hour. It's at supportcentralpa.com. The email is late this week, but I'll probably get it out. Maybe I'll just wait and give everybody a break for the Memorial Week, and we'll resume it on Monday or something. Sometimes I do that, but usually it's one email a week, and it's me drafting it and gives you all the exclusive special offers and announcements and everything. If you're watching this, I got to check my time. Ooh, I'm way out, almost at the ticker. It won't go to IG. So I'm just going to say goodbye. Actually, no, the actual ticker's a minute. I got it. So I'm going to go a little slower. If you got to buy or sell a house, please contact me. Text me, email me, throw a rock through my window, send a carrier pigeon, whatever you need to do. We need inventory really, really bad. Remember to support Central PA small businesses. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Thank you to Keith for being here. This was really fun. Oh, I see now that I took my thing down here, a.k.a. the Poop Genie. So nice. So if you see him, call him the Poop Genie and try him out for a party and then get the subscription service. Or if you are a municipal officer out there or in any kind of institutional capacity, I think that's an And the Harrisburg people, whoever runs the riverfront, you need to reach out to the Poop Genie right now.
We need Pap Infuse to give us a call, I guess, right?
Yep. Yeah. So they got to get on that because I like to roll overlay down there. So before we get too long, we'll say goodbye. Thanks everybody for being here. And thanks, Keith. Say goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye. Take care.
See everybody.